Everyone for joining us. What an incredible facility and program, and a critical reminder that we need to invest in programs like Pathways LA to build a brighter future for our kids. I'm proud to be here with a true champion of childcare, WIP Katherine Clark. This issue of affordable and accessible childcare is something that it hits close to home for every family. My son Hodge just started daycare, and I can confirm any parent in America will tell you that the cost of childcare is too expensive and out of reach for so many families. Childcare shouldn't be a luxury, it is a necessity. It's during these critical early years that our children build the foundation for their future success. Yet too many families struggle to afford quality childcare, forced into impossible choices between jobs and their children's well-being. The average parent spends more than 20% of their income on childcare. And here in LA, the average cost of childcare is $1,430 per month. I founded the Congressional Dads Caucus last year to bring more fathers' voices to the fight for policies that uplift working families. Affordable, accessible, high-quality childcare is an essential part of our agenda. This issue affects every parent and every family, and we all need to be a part of the solution. So the Dads Caucus is proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with the mothers who have been fighting these fights for years, if not decades. Unfortunately, House Republicans allowed crucial child care funding to expire last year. This funding helped child care providers keep their doors open. I joined WIP Clark to introduce the Child Care Stabilization Act to extend and expand federal child care stabilization funding. This investment will ensure child care providers receive a stable and reliable source of funding to help them deliver high quality and affordable child care. For families' economic success and stability, and for our nation's economy as a whole, we're fighting for policies that lift up child care providers, expand child care access to affordable child care, and then ease the financial strain on working families. We're working to give child care workers and providers the respect and pay they deserve. We're also pushing to beef up federal funding for child care subsidies, expand early childhood education programs, and invest in the training and development of child care providers. Child care isn't just about keeping our kids safe while we go to work. It's about paving the way for a brighter future for all our children and for our nation as a whole. Thank you, and I'm proud to introduce the House Democratic Whip, Katherine Clark.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good morning. I am so happy to be here at Pathways, and I want to thank Congressman Gomez for the invitation to join you today. And thank you to our hosts for the chance to sit down with some of LA's youngest learners and meet some of the city's most devoted early educators. So these workers are the heart and soul of our economy, empowering our kids to get a strong start, empowering parents to be able to pursue a career and get to work, and empowering businesses to thrive. Investing in these caregivers and programs like this one is our ticket to an economy that works for working families. And I am so grateful that this community has sent Jimmy Gomez to Washington as the founder of the Congressional Dads Caucus, as a key member of the Ways and Means Committee, as one of the House's most energetic and passionate voices for childcare. Jimmy has fought from day one to support facilities like this one, because he knows what every parent knows, what every child care provider knows, that child care is economic infrastructure, just as our roads and bridges are and our airports. It enables all other work, from corner shops to the corner suites. That's why at the height of the pandemic, Jimmy helped us pass the resources we need to keep the care economy afloat. And together, Democrats kept 220,000 child care centers open across the country. We kept more than 1 million early educators on the job and 9 million children in classrooms. But the GOP has allowed this funding to expire. even as providers struggle to recruit workers, even as early educators struggle to make a living so they can care for their own families while they're caring for ours. And even, as Congressman Gomez pointed out, families are struggling to find affordable care. We've got work to do, and that starts with passing the Child Care Stabilization Act, a game-changing $16 billion a year investment in our care economy. We can't afford to sit back and wait. We can't afford to ignore the voices in LA and across the country calling out for action on child care. And it is my pleasure to introduce one of those voices, one of the advocates, our host, a true child care champion, the CEO of Pathways LA, Tamika Farr.
Thank you.
Tamika.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I am Tamika Farr, and I am the proud CEO of Pathways LA. On behalf of our children, our families, on behalf of our child care providers, and our board of directors, we are delighted to host this beautiful day and have you here with us today. We are so proud to have Congressmember Jimmy Gomez and Congresswoman Katherine Clark here today to see our center located at Union Station. Child care providers are the backbone of our economy. They allow us to go to work and to continue our education with the understanding and the comfort that our children are being cared for and nurtured. And I am very encouraged by the $1 billion investment that was recently made in child care by our nation, but there is so much more work to be done. So many parents have to make the tough decision to pay for quality care or to return to the workplace. Our esteemed leaders here today have worked tirelessly to pass laws to make sure no parent has to make this tough decision. We are telling you all that child care is the most important thing that we can do to build a future for our children. An investment in child care is an investment in the future. And we want to continue to fight the good fight. We are so excited to have our esteemed legislators with us today, and we want to encourage you to continue to press forward on behalf of child care providers and for child care, knowing that Pathways LA is here by your side. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Now we would like to invite Brenda Aceves, parent and preschool teacher at Pathways LA, to speak for a few minutes.
Hi, good morning. My name is Brenda Seves. I'm one of the teachers of Little Learners. I'm here to talk a little bit about my story. I've been in the center for 3 years. First, I want to thank Pathways LA Child Development Center for giving me the opportunity of being able to work in the same school as my child. This has helped me, and it has been very important because it's very convenient, not only for myself, but for my child. Being able, it's easy for pickup, drop off, being able to attend my child's events. Okay, also, I'm a little nervous, but I am thankful for everyone, and that we're, as a low-income family, I am grateful to say and glad that we're provided with subsidized child care services, because without their assistance, I wouldn't be able to provide child care, and without child care, I wouldn't be able to work and be able to provide for my child. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. Any questions?
What is the point of the press review today?
The point is to highlight not only Pathways, but the program, but also the need to have more federal funding to open up more centers like this, but also to make sure that there are slots. Childcare is one of the issues that a lot of parents talk about that they're struggling with. The other one is rent. And when you look at rent, which is costing an average American 30% of their income or more, and childcare, which is costing the average family about 26% of the average family is paying 26% of their income towards childcare. Those two things take up anywhere from 55, 56 to 60% of a family's income. That means they have less money for starting a small business, saving for college, buying a house, you name it, it impacts everything. So if we want to make sure that our families are thriving and our kids are thriving, we need to support childcare. And one of the things, this impacts everybody. I had iron workers who told me they can't get to work because they have nowhere to drop off their children. These are not, the people that are just working in the offices, buildings that you see around us, but also people that are building our nation's infrastructure to make sure that we are competing as a economy, but also making sure people are safe. So we're here to bring more attention to this issue and make sure that we can continue building up support at the national level to pass funding for for childcare. Would like to kick it off to you.
Sure. I am so delighted to be here today and so glad to have the invitation from Congressman Gomez, because this really highlights his critical understanding and advocacy that childcare is infrastructure. And if we're not making the investment, we are not going to have an economy that works for families like Brenda's. And Brenda's one of the many stories in this center of success. And we need to make sure that not only is Pathways successful for families, but also that our childcare providers are paid a wage that they can care for their families while caring for our children. And that has not been the story of early educators in this country. We invest on average $500 in toddlers' care in this country. Other developed countries, our peers, are investing $15,000 a year for the same care. It is long past time that we make this critical investment in our economy and in the families of LA and across the country. And I just want to thank our board members from Pathways and Tamika as well. This is a very unusual partnership with Metro Transportation and Pathways that also represents, in their role as a resource and referral agency, hundreds of small businesses that are providing family child care across LA. And it takes all of that coming together to empower our families, empower our early educators, and make sure that our economy is working for working families like Brenda's.
Thank you. Well, first, thank everyone for being here, and again, a shout out to the workers here at Pathways, as well as making sure that Tamika and the workers and the board members understand that they're doing a great job, and I think that you're a model for what we should do across the country. So thank you so much. All right, thank you guys.